ride, go and tell them that we on scary hours, man. You know I'm in my
See, I know why you mad at me. I'm getting more money than you, getting more money than you. Everybody knows why you do what you do. It's 'cause I'm getting more money than you, getting more money than you.
Hey, right. What's the deal, YouTube? It's A-Rod Gaming coming at y'all with another video again, man. So listen, I'm on the road, man. I've been grinding trying to get these videos out here. I'm trying to get back to where I was, and it's good to see you guys are coming back to watch the videos. I really appreciate that. Just know that streams are coming soon. As soon as I get my hands on the PS5, we're gonna get to business. You know how we do it with the A-Rod squad, all right? So today we're gonna be talking about backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5. So I don't want to give people the wrong idea here, because when I read topics on backwards compatibility, it's usually split right down the middle, right? So you have half of the world that's like, I can do without backwards compatibility. I'm good. Use it on something else. We don't need that kind of hardware we don't need that kind of hardware on the PS5, right? And then you have the other half of the world that's saying, man, I need those nostalgic games. I need my collection to be played on the PS5. You know, why shouldn't it be there? So I feel where both sides are coming from, right? And I'll be honest, I'm leaning towards I want backwards compatibility, full backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 5. So let me explain why, guys. Now, I understand that Sony has their own subscription application, right? They have PlayStation Now, and they have a new feature on the PlayStation 5 called PlayStation Collection, or something along those lines. Now, my only concern, I have PlayStation Now currently, and my only concern with PlayStation Now is how often they actually update the PlayStation Now service. Because if you look in there now, it's not much. It's a nice little collection that they have in there, but a lot of those games that we used to play back in that PS2 era or PS1 era, even PS3 era, is not there. And I don't know if that's because of licensing, if they have to get, an okay from different companies or different people in charge that they have to go through to get those type of games on there. I'm not sure how the whole process works, but what I do know is there's a lot of gamers out there that have invested, an entire collection. I'm one of them. I have plenty of old PlayStation 3, PS2, and PS1 games to play. And I'm just wondering why wasn't it a point of emphasis? I read up on some of the guys that's at the top of Sony's branch, or however you want to say it. You have guys like Mark Cerny and et cetera, et cetera. I know I say Mark Cerny because I hear his name on like everything, and I get it. Not everybody is fans of having the old games, but we have like so many diamonds and jewels of these old games, and I just feel like you have to have some way to have it on the PlayStation 5. Because when I think about PlayStation 5, I'm like, I wonder if this will be our actual last console. Because we've really pushed what graphics can do on a system. I just don't know how much more or what more you can do on a console at this point in time. I mean, you look at some of these games that's about to release for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. It's like, what more can you do after that, right? You know, my point of thinking is that, well, maybe the games are going to be virtual reality after this point. Are we at that point as the game developers, you know, finally found a way to reach virtual reality at its peak? Are we there yet after this generation is over with PS5 and Xbox Series X? You know, but back to the main topic. How are we supposed to preserve a lot of these games? You know, I watch Rich and Review Tech a lot. You know, that's my guy. Shout out Rich. And he had mentioned something in one of his older videos about preserving the older PlayStation games. Or not just PlayStation games, but just older games, period. And when I take it and look at it from a PlayStation standpoint, you got to think about it. All of these old consoles that you may have to play your PS2 or PS3 or PS1 games on, eventually they're going to get old and the hardware won't even work anymore. You got to keep in mind these type of systems are not even, they don't manufacture those anymore. So it's like, when are you going to get a fresh PS2 or PS3 or PS1 console? And it's like, it's scary because, you know, one day those games are gonna just be a long memory. You know, it's just gonna be an old memory. You won't have anything to play it on. And I might sound like I'm coming off as whiny, but there's different eras of players that play the game. You know, you have the younger generation that's used to the PS4 and what we have now. You have that generation that's used to the PS3. You have that generation that's used to the PS2 and PS1. Then you have another generation beyond those, you know? So I'm just saying, you know, it just would have been great if Sony could have added that. You know, me personally, the disc version of the PS5, I thought that's maybe what it might have been used for. But as of right now, that doesn't seem like that's what it's going to be used for. And I really hope Sony can maybe reconsider at one point. Like, I'll be honest, if they added all of the collection, the library that I'm looking for to PlayStation now, I will sit up there and buy those games. I'll buy it. You know, I don't have a problem with buying those games if that's the case. They would make such a big profit if they put those games in the store. And I'm just kind of like, what? It just doesn't make sense to me. Why are those games not being put in the PlayStation Now store? Now, if we're talking about the other half of the world, right? The guys that don't really care about backwards compatibility. And, you know, their argument might be, well, nobody plays those games. Why do we need them anyway? It doesn't matter. You got to think like this, guys. That kind of stuff does matter, because what it's going to do is going to become a trend. Whatever we get in the future, we won't be able to even preserve those types of games, you know, if this kind of trend continues. Imagine you have a favorite game that you get on the PS5 this generation, and then the PS6 or whatever it is comes out later. You won't even be able to play those games because of this trend that we have now of not wanting to preserve our games on the PlayStation. Now, I can't speak for Xbox. Xbox's Game Pass and Ultimate Pass, it's amazing. I mean, even now, the Series X hasn't even dropped, and Game Pass looks crazy. I mean, they have all of the old titles that was on the original Xbox. And I got to give kudos to something like that. I mean, Xbox doing it over there on that side. So all in all, I just hope that Sony can maybe go back and look at that. So I hate to sound so whiny, but it's something I haven't really been able to elaborate on since all the news has been coming out. So I appreciate you guys sitting here listening to me whine about this. So If you enjoyed it, make sure that you like, comment, share, and if you're new, subscribe. This has been your boy A-Rod Gaming. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
A-Rod, go and tell them that we on scary hours, man. You know I'm in my